Recognize this? This is the U4. I did a video on it a little while ago, and it's an in-ear monitoring system, and it's tiny. This is the transmitter. Ugh, there we go. It's XLR, and it comes with this adapter, which is jack. I can plug this back on here, put this into the RC600, and I've got an in-ear monitoring system that's not this big massive rack system, and it's this. This is the whole system. You just need to plug your headphones into this. Now this is great, however, they run into some problems. First one is it's on 2.4 gigahertz frequency. A couple of years ago that wouldn't matter, but now everything's on 2.4, and because of that you can get dropouts. The other thing as well to charge these is it's micro USB. The entire world seems to be going over to USB Type-C now. So it's a good thing that Xvive listened to their customer feedback, because they brought out this. This is the U45, as in U45, aka 5.8 gigahertz. The box looks pretty much identical, but there's a couple of new features in here. We're going to go through and show you that if you're on one of these, or you're thinking about one of these, you need to hold off and grab one of these instead. Okay, so we've got the box here, the U45 in-ear monitoring wireless system, and it says rock solid wireless connection because it's on the 5.8 gigahertz range. Claims to have over 100 foot of range, and then also it's 110 decibel signal to noise ratio as well. But there's one other thing that this does that the previous one doesn't do. I'm going to show you this in a minute, but let's get it out of the box first of all. You've got the new one now. It's kind of like a champagne-y color. Let me just put these two next door to each other so you can see. So this is the 2.4 gigahertz, this is the 5.8, and you can see they look incredibly similar. So the design is very, very similar. There's just a couple of differences which I'm going to show you now. Now the first major difference, if you have a look at them straight out the bat, other than the color, is when you actually tip it this way. This is where you plug in your headphones. On the 2.4 gigahertz one, it's actually threaded. It's a threaded input, but obviously depending on whether you've got threaded jack or not. This one isn't threaded, and it's just flush against the actual material. The other thing that hopefully you can see that on the camera there, the switch on the 2.4 gigahertz one actually sticks out, and a couple of people have fed back saying they knocked it by accident. And the great thing is with this, they've actually receded it in on the new one, so the new one is more receded. If we switch that on now and switch this one on now, you can see how quick they are. They are incredibly quick. So if we do that again, and then what you have here is you have your volume here. We've got the volume on this one, and these dials, I love these dials. I think they're fantastic. They are the same dials. They're nice and grippy, but also at the same time they've got lots of resistance, to the point where I can't really do that with one finger. I have to sort of do it with two, which is a good thing. And then this one isn't a dial. This is where you have your selector. So if I press this, you can just change over to a channel, no problem. The other difference is on the side. As I said to you before, this one is actually micro USB. Now what they've done is they've gone to USB Type-C, which is a welcome change. And that is the difference between the 2.4 and the 5.8. Now that's just the receiver. The transmitter, of course, is new as well and is a slightly different color. Again, this is the 2.4 gigahertz one. This is the 5.8, which has got the sort of black and silver as opposed to gray and silver. And they look predominantly the same. They are pretty much the same piece of kit, except for the charging. Again, this is micro and this is USB Type-C. So again, when you switch these on, you've either got AUX or line, so you can choose whether it's an AUX output or line output, and therefore it's going to send that over to the receiver here. Still get the adapter, which I really like. I really like they have this, the XLR to jack. It's a 1/4 inch jack. Be aware, this entire system is mono, hence why you've only got the one ring there on the jack. So 2.4 gigahertz and 5.8 gigahertz. Why do you need 5.8 over 2.4? Well, I thought about researching it really deep, but then it's 2025. Let's just ask ChatGPT, shall we? I'd like to ask you, what's the difference between 2.4 gigahertz and 5.8 gigahertz, and why should I get 5.8 gigahertz over 2.4 gigahertz?
Great question. The main difference between 2.4 gigahertz and 5.8 gigahertz lies in their frequency range and performance. Here's a quick rundown. 2.4 gigahertz. This frequency is more crowded because many devices like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and microwaves use it. It generally offers a longer range, but can be more susceptible to interference. 5.8 gigahertz. This frequency is less crowded, which usually means less interference and potentially faster data rates. However, it typically has a shorter range compared to 2.4 gigahertz. If you're looking for less interference and potentially better performance, especially in areas with a lot of devices, 5.8 GHz could be the better choice. Just keep in mind that the range might be a bit shorter.
Couldn't said it better myself, really. I mean, there you go. So the only downside between 2.4 and 5.8 is the range, but when the X5 has actually got up to 100 foot of range, you find me a stage that's more than 100 foot, and most people won't need it. Certainly for someone like myself, where I'm just gigging at a local area or local venue, and I think that is actually a godsend. Additional to those three, underneath we've actually got a bag for it to go into, which is in a bag, and the new charging cable is USB-A to dual USB-C. I would have liked to have seen USB-C to dual USB-C, but that's just me. And then you've got your information and your bump right here. Now, one of the advantages of going over to the new one with the USB-C charging is quick charging. Let's say you've got these and you forgot to charge them, but you've got maybe a power bank with you, which is USB Type-C. It's much easier to do that and plug it in and try and find micro USB. But these, if you charge them for just 15 minutes, they're good for half an hour. Whereas if you charge them for 2.5 hours with the included cable, as in charging both the receiver and transmitter together, then they're good for 5 hours. That's more than any gig, and that means you could use them for maybe 2 or 3 gigs at a go. Now, the other reason why you might want to go for an in-ear monitoring system is because of bleed, aka when you're looping and that stuff goes back into a microphone and it goes then back into the looper. So by hearing yourself through in-ear monitors as opposed to having monitors that actually then could bleed back into your looper, this is a better option for loop artists. Most people think of drummers when you look at in-ear monitoring, and it's kind of the same thing because you want to be able to hear clearly whilst a loud noise is going on. Ironically, you want to be able to hear all the loops, but you don't want them going into a microphone because that's sensitive. Now, other than the dial here that you've got where you just click it and it moves across to a different channel, the new thing that this one can do as well is it can search for the best channel. So what you do is you hold it down for about 3 seconds and there it goes. It's actually searching for which channel is best to be on based on the frequencies it can listen to, and this is a great upgrade option. So it's picked channel 1 anyway, so there's nothing going on, the microwave isn't going, so this is a great option. But if you're in a venue which has got lots of frequencies and you're not sure which is the best channel, this will just do that, and then you just pair this one up to the same channel and voila, you've got no drops and up to 100 range. Also, look at the size of it. I mean, if you look at in-ear monitoring systems where they have like a bass rack and then you've got your pack and everything else, that's your bass rack. That's it. It's that small. And you can even get one of these to send to multiple of these. So if you've actually got a band that you want the monitoring mix to be sent out to multiple ones and you want the same mix, you just need more of these. Hence why they actually sell this in a couple of configurations. In fact, this thing can send to 6 of these. Now they sell them in 4-pack. You can send the signal to 6 different receivers, and I think that's fabulous. Now the question is, which one would you go for? So the great thing is about the U4 is it has just dropped in price because this one's come out. So I've just seen this under 200 quid. This one is retailing at 259, although I have seen that cheaper on places like Thomann. I've got links in the description box if you want to go and pick them up. Which one are you going to go for? Personally, I'd go for the 5.8. It's going to be a little bit more future-proofing, certainly as more things clutter the sort of 2.4 gigahertz frequency, and also at the same time it's USB-C charging. I also like the fact there's no thread on the connection here, which is good. This is receded, so they've just taken some customer feedback and improved on what was already a fantastic product. Now if you're just getting into IEMs and you want to actually marry this with a good pair of in-ear headphones, well, they do them as well. They do the U9s, and that's actually the video that's going to come up on screen right now. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and we'll see you on the next one.